Barbados is set to become the first sovereign nation to have an embassy in the metaverse.
And yes, this is Raymond the Meta Man bringing you the weirdest, the strangest, the most difficult to understand concept of the whole metaverse, and that is the island nation of Barbados, a real world island country, has opened up a consulate, an embassy in the metaverse, in Decentraland, one of the metaverses. Let me tell you all about it, but I'm telling you, it's hard to understand. It really is strange. It cuts across what we think of. Like, the metaverse is supposed to be accessible to everyone. Anyone from anywhere in the physical planet can come in and be anywhere in the metaverse. And yet a consulate, what does that mean? Are there going to be boundaries? We hope not. It's supposed to be decentralized and universally available. Anyways, let me tell you about this. It's so fascinating. Barbados has a population of just 250,000, and it can't afford to have embassies. It has under 20 embassies in different nations around the world, but it's decided to do it a different way, and that's to open up an embassy online in the metaverse, and not just in one metaverse, Decentraland. They hope to do it in lots of other metaverses. The diplomatic compound is being built in Decentraland, an online world or metaverse accessible through a computer and a virtual reality headset. Skeptics take note. A plot of virtual real estate in Decentraland recently sold for $2.5 million. Gucci, Christian Dior, and Ralph Lauren are selling virtual clothing in 3D worlds. The crypto asset management firm Grayscale estimates the metaverse is $1 trillion revenue opportunity. And the way that this little island nation got the money to buy the land and then to build a consulate is they got a grant from Decentraland itself. And maybe Decentraland wanted to boast that it is hosting the very first consulate, or maybe it's a publicity stunt, or maybe it's for real. If you remember way back in the year 1903, when everybody owned a horse, and then Henry Ford announced this manufactured automobile, everybody thought it was a fad. Everybody thought it was silly. Everybody thought it wouldn't catch on. Well, here we are. Not only is the metaverse and all of crypto just a dozen years old, but for gosh sakes, what the heck is an embassy doing in the metaverse? Is this going to be a fad and it'll go away? Will everyone think that Barbados was wise or silly? Will everyone think that Barbados was way ahead of its time? Or will everyone think that it's just a laugh and a marketing gimmick? Who knows? We'll know soon enough. So a virtual embassy row seems possible, but maybe not. This is going to change the way the world works, said the Barbadian minister in an interview from Dubai. The embassy is a small thing. The big thing is what governments can do together when land is no longer physical land and limitations are no longer part of the equation. Wow. Even before Facebook changed its name to Meta, the so-called metaverse was growing very quickly. In broad strokes, the metaverse is an online and immersive environment where people can interact in real time through avatars. Decentraland allows users to buy and sell digital art and virtual parcels of land, or attend virtual world music festivals with real world acts. But the minister involved said the metaverse also has more serious implications for small, deeply indebted nations like Barbados. This is about diplomatic parity. We simply cannot support 197 diplomatic missions around the world. We recognize we're a 166 square mile island, that's tiny, but in the metaverse, we're as large as the United States. Barbados diplomatic compound will likely cost, I'm sorry, I'm laughing, but this is so weird. I can't even understand it myself. I'm struggling to know, is this real? Is it serious? Are there going to be visas? Are there going to be passports? Or are you going to be able to go to the online embassy and actually apply for and get a physical real world passport? Who knows? Who knows where it's going to go? And by the way, if you're enjoying this, If you're enjoying this, then please click on that subscribe button, because that's how you tell Google and YouTube that you really like this channel. Also, if you have a heart for me, then give me a big heart by liking this particular video. Also, please make any comment that you wish, because since I just started November 1st of 2021, and so I'm only a few months old, I am still able to respond to your comment, to every single person's comment. So comment, like, subscribe. Comment, like, subscribe. I love you. And by the way, if you go right here, I have a whole playlist on the metaverse in case you want to learn more about the metaverse. Barbados diplomatic compound will likely cost anywhere from $5,000 to $50,000. This is real US dollars to build, but all the expenses are being covered by a grant from Decentraland. Other users on the site have also offered to donate land. Like, people are gathering around this idea, maybe because it's a valid idea, or maybe just because it's unique, maybe just because it's new. I don't know if anybody knows. The cost is not bad. It's a fraction of what a physical embassy costs. The announcement that Barbados opened the world's first metaverse embassy earned the island nation reams of glowing press. And it did it in concert with ditching the Queen as its symbolic head of state. So it got rid of a heritage, a legacy, and it leaped into the future. What a wonderful event that is for that little island nation. The Barbados minister involved said that the success of his embassy could ultimately depend on other nations joining in. So his government is actively sharing everything it is learning about the metaverse experience with other island nations. Wow, this is so interesting. It isn't the first time there have been embassies in the metaverse. Sweden and Estonia opened virtual embassies in Second Land, a Decentraland precursor at the turn of the millennium, without shaking up the world order. But maybe that was way ahead of its time. Maybe Sweden and Estonia will jump in with Decentraland and with Barbados. Who knows? Can it fail? Yes, it can fail. It can fail, it can succeed. In fact, I'm going to play you a couple clips that I found on the web and then comment about them. They're just so interesting. Everybody's confused, everybody's wondering, but everybody's eager. It's so interesting.
So it looks like Barbados is looking to snatch up land in different metaverses. So Decentraland is the first one that they've actually signed a deal in. They're going to have a digital embassy there where people can visit via their avatars and get e-visas. It's unclear what those e-visas will grant access to, but there is a quote here from the Barbados ambassador to the UAE. He said, embassies are the starting point to getting a visa to enter a country, or visa-free travel. Can you imagine what that would look like virtually, and where that e-visa could lead you to?
So that was a really interesting clip, but what it really reveals is she has no idea. She's like me, she's like you. We don't know. We don't know if it's going to catch on. We don't know if it's real. We don't know if we don't know. We don't know. It's so fascinating. Here's another clip.
Yeah, I think the whole concept of visas for metaverse sounds scary. And if you think that other nations might follow the suit and establish their presence in the metaverse, and you would one day walk into this Decentraland and be like, oh, this is Chinese territory and this is, Chilean territory. And this I maybe avoid because this country denied me an actual visa one day. And now, maybe I'm not a persona non grata in the Decentraland version of it. But in a sense of nice, cool PR, good for Barbados.
Yeah, that's right. It is a bit scary. It is scary. But what she thinks is it's just a publicity stunt. Let's watch another very short clip.
Super interesting to see how nation states are going to interact with the metaverse. I wasn't expecting to see that so soon. So for Barbados to get out on the bleeding edge here, hats off.
Yeah, so that gentleman is congratulating Barbados for being first in line. And when he says, I wasn't expecting this to happen so soon, I think that's a lot of baloney. I don't think he was expecting it at all. I think he was as surprised as me. And now a final clip.
It's unclear what's going to happen. When I read the story, it felt like the e-visa was possibly going to just give you access to Barbados in the metaverse, you know, different aspects of Barbados. Maybe you could go on a digital tour. That wasn't said in the story, but that was my impression of it. If the e-visa gave physical access to different aspects of Barbados, I think that would make more sense to me, but I guess we'll see how this plays out.
Let me summarize her comment. She doesn't have a clue. She's interviewed some people about it. She's thought about it, but she doesn't have a clue. But she's not worried. The gentleman was worried. Anyways, please subscribe. Please subscribe. I love you, but I need you to help me. And I would love you to love or like my video. And I dearly thank my Orbit coaching client, Garfield Frey, for sending me a note about this fascinating new occurrence in the metaverse. And this video goes out to him and to everyone. But I thank Garfield for informing me of it. Thank you, thank you. You are now much wiser than you were just 10 minutes ago. Please click on Meta in order to subscribe to my channel. And please click on this video, which is my most recent video, my previous one. And please click on that video, which Google and YouTube think is the most appropriate if you enjoyed this video.